Oh, this is your show. Am I blurry?
No.
Are we going to be are we going to talk, or is this just you talking at us? Okay.
Yeah. I want to talk to you guys about an article on the New York Times about written by Robert Capps. This is the title is AI Might Take Your Job. Here are 22 new ones that it could give you.
It's funny you say that, because did you see on the New York Times the submit how you use AI in your job?
No.
I have the link. I would like you to do that.
I'm just going to put my entire job. How do I do it?
Ryan, this is an opportunity. Don't be cheeky.
Okay.
It's an earned media opportunity, actually.
Well, Robert Capps, the author of this article, posits that there are 3 categories of jobs that AI will create. And I'd like to get your reactions to a few of them. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I've asked you here.
Thank you for asking for
Yeah,
consent.
you blocked off the time of my calendar, so.
Yeah, you can leave it anytime you
asked Jeremy
want.
to enter our office and close the door.
Yeah, you can tap out, get someone else
Are you
to
going to
come
read
in.
all 21?
No. I'm going to read a few of them that I think are
think.
interesting. I used AI.
If I get bored, I'm just going to start banging on the table.
As you do anyway. So, it breaks down into 3 categories: trust-based roles, integration and technical roles, and taste and creativity roles.
I'm ready.
So, one of the most interesting ones from the trust-based roles.
Is this what the job it can create? Or
This is the job
okay.
that AI will create.
Okay.
One of many that he posits, like I said. A legal guarantor. Guarantor? It's a word, apparently. This would be a person who takes formal responsibility for AI-generated legal documents. Somewhat of the way that Robert describes it is a sin eater of AI. Do you know what a sin eater is?
Like the Fall Man?
So sin eaters were this thing from colonial era. It was this one, I'm going to get it kind of wrong, but basically these people who would they would eat the sins of other people.
Oh.
You would
Kind of like a whipping boy.
kind of, you would give people these things to eat, and it would be like giving them your sins.
Like physically eat?
Yeah.
Like I put my sins into this sandwich.
No,
Was
you eat
it
it.
Catholic?
I don't know. I can't speak to.
Were they hungry?
Did it work?
It's an even better question. You guys.
You don't know if it works until you die.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no real way to audit that success.
No
Yeah.
case study.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
But
like
put that in the back of your mind for when you die if you meet them.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
But what an interesting idea that AI, you're still going to need someone to kind of a fall person to hey, if this is wrong, you're on the hook for it.
Right.
And that's all you do. You're just being the guarantor for any sort of AI related legal document.
What's the degree? Do you need a degree to do this, or could any person just be like, I will eat the sins of this AI?
Yeah, if it's wrong, if this document, if this thing the AI has created is illegal or bad,
Can't be enforced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My guess would be it could create a spectrum of legal degrees in the same way of how PA and nurse practitioners have evolved, in the spectrum of medical treatment, doctor, PA, nurse practitioner, whatever, and what they can do. I could see it evolving into a paralegal feeling comfortable or being licensed, if it moves into licensing, to do some of those, to do the will, to do whatever. Whereas you still need a full legal degree to do all that. You can represent yourself. You can not use it's an attorney to do things. It's just not recommended. Right now, if you went into AI and asked for a legal contract and it wasn't enforceable and you didn't use a lawyer, you'd be on the hook.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Right. So the other side of this with trust-based roles is one that you're going to be like, well, no, duh, but it's still kind of interesting to think about. This is an escalation officer. This is a human touch point when users demand empathy or complexity beyond AI. customer service, education. This is the can I speak to your manager AI.
Okay. I didn't understand any of that until you said customer service, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I see."
So, like, let's say you're
Yeah.
interacting with an AI in a customer service capacity.
So it's the AI manager.
For
Yeah.
like if it gets escalated
Yeah.
to like I got to talk to a real person,
Right.
Yeah.
which is something that I feel like people say today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there's going to be a time where like you might not realize that you're talking to an AI
Right.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that one makes sense.
Less surprising, but like,
I mean, that one feels like it's probably happening already.
Yeah, I would have figured.
but not with AI. I mean, you're
Probably.
like when you call an automated line right now. Well, who knows? I don't know.
But if
anything.
when you do like those right now, those like chat bots are simple and automated.
Yeah.
And it's more of like a gateway to talk to a real person.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just going to shift
yeah.
slightly because the chat bots more and more will sound like a real person and be able to do more.
Mm-hmm.
So the number of people it funnels through, it'll need less people to funnel through to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. So next category is integration and technical roles. Now there's a lot of stuff that like you're going to be like, well, no, duh, like an AI assessor or an AI trainer. What I really like is the drug compliance optimizer.
For like pharmaceuticals.
Exactly. That there will still an AI will always need someone to check underneath your tongue. To make sure you're swallowing your pills.
That's
I
literally
see.
what it says.
Ensure AI-driven systems help patients adhere to medication regimes.
Yeah. I mean, that goes into there's in any system, you can always work the system. And so you're always going to be able to trick the system into believing that you did the thing you're supposed to do. Because, like, ultimately, drug adherence is important for... It's more than just, like, checking under tongues.
Yeah.
Like, drug adherence and, like, pickup and things like that is important for, like, Medicaid and Medicare reimbursement.
No, this is interesting. These are just things I haven't really like thought of clearly. Which is the point of the
That's the
article.
idea, yeah.
AI or drug adherence?
The latter, probably.
Yeah.
It's just like very, this is interesting.
Well, do you ever get, like, that when you have... If you have a reoccurring prescription and they're, like, obsessive about, like, you need to pick it up?
Yeah.
It's because reshelving costs money. If you haven't picked it up in a certain amount of time, then they legally have to reshelve it. Reshelving costs money and manpower, and also drug adherence. Ultimately, like those scores reduce reimbursement or like government support for the pharmacy.
Isn't it kind of nuts how much Allie knows about healthcare and specifically like things related to the Affordable Care Act
Just really niche, and Medicare.
and Medicare?
It's a real niche part of my brain.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like you would dominate this category in Jeopardy
Maybe.
in the form of a question.
What is
maybe? What is quite possibly?
what is drug reimbursement?
Another one in this category is the AI human evaluation specialist. So as bigger and bigger systems start incorporating AI beyond just these customer service interactions, but like things like supply chain management, you're going to need someone who is able to assess whether AI, humans, or a hybrid of those two workforces are working the best, perform the best.
Yeah.
So, you need someone in many ways to just audit the successes of what's working best. What
Yeah.
are the outcomes? Which, again, it sounds obvious, but it's also like, this is a job that,
I mean, all of these things are like you need the human. The human's job is to think outside of the pattern that the AI will inevitably fall into when doing a repeating role.
Right.
The question is like, will the human's job be to teach the AI then to recognize the anomaly to then continue?
Right. But even that system will need someone to audit whether or not it's working.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of what these roles are just like ensuring that like the thing we've created is doing the thing it's supposed to do. I mean, that is like the Terminator problem is like what happens when an AI realizes that one solution to, climate change is just kill all the humans. Then you're, problem solved.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of the things like it makes me think though, and maybe this is one of the other jobs, is the job that AI, it's like the, AI is not going to do the job that where human interaction is a benefit. And so like we've seen, though we are fully flexible and don't require people to come to work, we have all
to the office.
To the office.
Yeah.
People have.
We do want them to work.
Yeah, sorry. Let me rephrase it.
Please.
Though we don't require people to come into the office, we do require people to work if they work here. We've all experienced in the last 5 years going from full remote and like being like, this is amazing, I can do my laundry while I work, to then kind of seeing what the limitations of that are, and also looking at what the limitations of that are with kids and how they interact in therapy. I'm thinking about things like when you said assessment, immediately I thought about like a health assessment. And in terms of like filling a form out of saying, I feel this, I feel this, I feel this, is a lot different than a person saying, do this, act this way, things like that, both in positive and negative, because maybe you'll be more honest to an AI and maybe a human will pick up what you can't self-report,
Yeah.
These jobs are not what I expected from this list. I thought they'd be like, I don't know,
Content director?
AI skateboarder, or like, I don't know, like something like that. These are very practical and they make sense. When I sat down in this seat to record this, I thought they'd be like different. Like, I don't know.
Well, Jeremy, I'm excited for the transition to our third category, which is taste and creativity roles. At the top of the list is AI skateboard.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Well,
Did you see the list?
I can kind of see it. It's like, I can see it's
so
a
what's
Word
an
document.
AI skateboarder?
An AI skateboarder uses AI to skateboard.
What?
It's in the title of the.
You guys don't don't act like obvious. Like, is it like you ask AI how to skateboard and then you skateboard?
No, it just skateboards.
Yeah. So Tony Hawk back in the day did this trick where he went through like a full like loop-de-loop. And I think that there was a lot of like engineering that had to go into that.
Yes.
And I look at things like risk. I don't think it's. I don't think it's on the list.
Landing, just like in the human skateboarder.
I was completely in. Like, that totally makes sense. If I were to skateboard, I would put in the chat GPT how
Velocity.
to skateboard.
Yeah.
Sorry. Really got you there.
Was that the whole point of this?
No.
Were any of those real?
None of them are currently real.
I mean, I can't see the list either. There's quite. My vision's horrible.
I know what the YouTube would be. AI corner.
Do you know where it started not being real is when I said the words AI.
Yeah, comparatively, the actual roles it talks about are not as interesting. For instance, with taste and creativity, we all know inherently we work in creative field. Like, taste is impossible to teach. So you have to have jobs that are still like people who have taste.
I would say agree and disagree. And here's why. I have used AI at least. So I, as someone without taste,
Your words.
my words, I'm talking about artistic taste. You don't have to agree.
Okay, sorry.
And Jeremy is someone with really good
Yeah.
taste.
Jeremy was like, I know.
Yeah.
As someone who does not have great artistic taste, one of the being around artists is that and methods and ways that things look good together. And so like I do use AI when I say like I like this picture, what kind of frame would look good? This is the style of my house. Or like I like this picture, what would be complementing pieces and things like that.
I think what's tricky for like taste, you do not have taste as a result of using AI.
Correct.
And taste.
I think that AI, yes, I see what you're saying.
Fashion is never finished. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Like we're always moving forward and
Right.
AI is inherently always behind.
Right. I see what you're saying. Just someone who is,
A big part of like what they're saying.
If this is the trend and this is the front and this is the back, I'm over here.
Yeah.
It needs someone.
Your words.
It needs someone who's up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the interesting thing with what you're saying and like this list, tying it back, is that these are like new jobs that we're talking about. Like
These do not exist.
Yeah, ultimately, like the thing that you're doing is an interior designer would do something like that. Like that is so a new role. Like I think about like I have all this like gym equipment in my basement, and I was like, I just told AI like, here's what I have. Make me like a schedule because like I don't know what order to do these things in.
Yeah.
Like it did that. But, like that's not a new job. That's
Right.
like a personal trainer would do that.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's smart. So wise.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Thank you.
these
Your
jobs
words.
are these are I said for like
That are pushing the AI. Interesting.
Yeah. They all basically revolve around taste and like you still need creativity.
Give me another example.
A product designer in an AI era, product designer is already a job, but now owns end-to-end product design and creative steering, not just visual elements. Or another one, a differentiation designer combines branding, philosophy, product strategy to set companies apart in an AI-saturated market. This is one of the things I'm most interested in.
Yeah.
When everything is optimized, how do you optimize anything beyond that?
Right.
When AI is used to the best logo or the best product,
Right.
how do you set?
Yeah. Element of human error, like to your personal trainer thing of like, I have done a meal plan on AI, but like I still have to adhere to it, you know, like, so.
I think that something that Ryan and I were talking about over lunch is like also the public's like tolerance for some of these things. Like, I think where we're at right now, like video generation, music generation, when people can still see AI, still like a thing, and there's a tolerance to that, or like it's being used in something. Like we've all that are Coca-Cola's whole ad out of AI, and I think that we're seeing like the response to something like that, and like that there is right now. But yeah, I think that as time goes on, we can see that change. So I think that role that you were just describing kind of fits into that.
How do you differentiate yourself when everything is perfect?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my list. Doesn't sound like it was as interesting as I thought it would be.
Cut right to skateboarder AI.
Yeah, just get straight to the good stuff.
I think it's interesting. What I think is like when I look back, if you would have asked jobs, you know, supervisor of lawn mowing robots. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's interesting to think about it this way.
Yeah.
In terms of like, there is a level of like, there's what equals output.
Yeah.
And it's like, who's going to continue to input the thing that pushes it?
Anyway, those are the kind of things that we do here. Is we AI.
AI.